Good day, my name is Ludwig Pedraza and I am recording this video to the class of teaching English. I am answering some questions about my experience as a teacher, and the first question is what did I decide to become a teacher? So I can answer this question going back in the history, my own history, to fifth grade, more or less, when I had class with the teacher Teresa. She was a great teacher. I think I could answer also to by this answer. So I can say that when I was like 10 or 11 years, I knew that I really want to be a teacher. That because I enjoyed so much the scenario of learning process and working in different stages of developing knowledge with people. Apparently, I had a good way of communicate ideas with my partners as well. They looked for explanation, and they looked for many helps nights for them in different classes that I gave them. So in that way, I started to think about being a teacher. After that, I started my career of industrial engineering and in military university, but many things about well I had to stop. I had to stop because economical troubles and personal decisions. So I found that it was not a good idea to continue my career as an engineer. So I decided to be a teacher, working with my aunt. She was studying her elementary school in an adults school, and I started to 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 work with her and other people there. But especially I felt really inspired by a student who was Rosita. She was an elder person, almost in 70s, in seven yes, on 70s, and she wanted to be a nurse. And I asked her about her motivation, and she said that it was never enough. So I decided in that moment that be a teacher could be an inspirational moment for many people. So in that way, I start my career, and now I am recovering many times that I had because I had to stop my studies in that moment. I was studying at Pedagógica University during some years, after that in Santo Tomas, and after that here in UNAD, finishing my studies. But I think all of those times I could receive I don't know, many good information, different perspectives, of course, different philosophical status from different institutions, and it was great. So, B, think about the best teachers you have had and why were they good teachers? How did they influence your life? I have to say that the best teacher I have ever had is Jesus Christ. He is the teachers of teachers, and I learned about his life a lot, reading Bible, and of course having a real relationship with him. I had to live many things in my life apart from being a teacher, like drugs, violence, and something that I don't know. A person can live in a very strong way. So my relationship with my teacher Jesus Christ saved me, literally saved me. But there are at least two teachers who were very important in my life. One of them, the teacher Teresa, when I was in fifth grade. She was my titular in that moment, and she taught me about how to be a good person, a good professional, and also how education can be great and also fun, but not fun in the way that I don't know, like free fun, like bad crazy people. No, is how to develop your classes in a good way, having an excellent communication with your students, and having a great a great moment with them. Any topic, any subject. So, Teresa, and when I was in secondary, uh, I had another's like teacher Chepe. He was a philosophy teacher, and Horacio, he was English teacher. And okay, they marked my life in that way. Always having an excellent communication and a good relationship with the students. That I think is a very important factor that can improve your classes as well. Well, see, what do you see as the major challenges facing teachers today? Well, I think one of the major challenges could be the use of technology into the classroom, um, but not be totally depending on that is a challenge because as well I am developing in this moment my work in a private school, and it's very important the use of platform, virtual exercises, virtuality, but the human factor is impossible to take it off. So I think to be a teacher, a human teacher with people, facing them, I don't know, challenge them as well, more than a computer or the content as well. I think technology facilitates the content, but the human factor is fundamental. So I think it is one of the challenges. The second one is the problem with personal problems of students as well. They are living in this moment problems with families, totally blended families, families where there is no mom, there is no dad. Maybe they are growing up with their grandparents, or maybe they have parents, but parents have not enough time to share with them. So in that way, it is a challenge that they can motivate, and in that way, we can face today many depressive and other mental troubles after pandemic. It is okay. It is very. It's so normal to have students with deep depressive problems into the classrooms. So as well as teachers, we have faced this kind of challenge, more personal challenge. And of course, there is another challenge, that is the globalization of the education and the necessity to be competitive uh, in a global education way. So we have to improve our professionalism, our knowledge, as well as our strategies as teachers. So those are the challenge I think we have to face as teachers. And what would you do if you have a student that has no desire to learn in your class? Well, I think it is necessary to find the point that that in that stops, or I don't know why do he or she rejects the class. Could be a personal or maybe basis, or maybe he or she has got fear about the subject. Maybe, I don't know. It is necessary to find the correct point, personal point of motivation as well. Some of them feel frustrated because they have like an inheritance of having troubles with English. Family says, no, English is difficult, English is impossible for me, English was my ugliest subject. So in that way, they feel like their parents sometimes, or grandmothers or grandparents, as well as we were talking about families. So I think we have to change this perspective as well. English is a language, and we use language to communicate. So, and any human need to communicate and is able to learn anything as well as language. So it's just practice, it's just time, it's just focus your motivation. But sometimes for them it's difficult to find this kind of things as well, them alone. In that way, we need to have to be like a team, like team for your learning, I think, for their learning. So I think could be that. How do you feel about homework and examinations? Are they necessary? Of course, I think are necessary. As human beings, we have to develop our knowledge in some ways using some strategies. And teachers, well, it depends as well what idea of homework and assessments we have. Because if we have the homework just as a homework when that you have to do, but you have never a feedback, or you never receive like a process or the objective or the deep insight about that homework or assessment, well, of course, in that way, it has it hasn't any sense. But if the evaluation and homework has a good objective, a good point of motivation, but as well of the process of work, okay, you receive a correct feedback. So in that way, it could be an excellent strategy as well. Independent and autonomous work always work in favor of the person who is developing it. So as well, we can leave that as a unit students autonomy and totally and completely interested by himself as well, by myself. So I think those are my answers. Thank you so much for your time to let me share with you some experience and ideas I have had in this process of an experience, a pedagogical experience. Excellent day. Thank you.